Yo, what up, Sinners, Infinite Sin? Back with another reaction. Today we're doing Life Goes On. At the time of this video, when you see it, should be December 1st. Happy holidays. This is my favorite time of the year. It's Christmas season. It is going down. Decorations are going up. I will have a tree up soon for the background for you guys to see. I will have videos for everything that we're doing inside the apartment for you guys to see as well. And for my gift to all my viewers, I'm going to be releasing a video a day on YouTube for BTS videos, random things I want to see, but I'm going to be releasing content, at least one every day for the month of December. So I hope you guys enjoy. I love you guys, and I want you guys to be able to enjoy the same things I am enjoying. If you're new to my channel, I review BTS music videos, go through a lyric analysis to see what the songs are really about, and then I re-review the music video to see if there's anything that I noticed visually that might stand out or relate to the song in some way. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Patreon if you want access to extra content or early access content, and if you want to be involved in some of the prizes and competitions that we do, go follow me on Twitter. Right now we're doing a 10-question quiz over some of the content on my channel, and the first to reach 10 correct answers, or the first to reach the most correct answers, will have the decision of how I shave my beard in one of my videos. So hopefully you guys like that. I know it's not much, but it's what I can offer right now. If you're just here for the reaction, I'm gonna do that first. If after the fact you don't want to tag along for the rest of the ride, it's perfectly fine, I understand. But I really do hope you guys enjoy. I've been waiting to see this video for about 2 weeks. I didn't get to check it out on the comeback because I was busy with holiday stuff, and I just haven't had the opportunity to record it. So I'm finally getting to it. I know it was a long wait, I apologize, but the boys had their due. It got nominated for a Grammy in the process. There was a lot going on. I've been paying attention, I just haven't been doing my daily diligence, whatever. I haven't been doing my part, and I apologize for that. So I'm here now. We're gonna get this done, right? I'm excited. Hope you're excited. I know my eyes look puffy, but that's just a formality. Don't worry about it, okay? And I'm gonna pull everything up and we're gonna get started. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, so I got everything put together, right? Screen's up right here, ready to watch it, zoned in. Let me move some things around. I don't have anything to drink. I'll have to do that later, I guess. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Let's get this bread. Turn my headphones on. Way to go, Brad. Get everything ready and then just forget to turn your headphones on. Okay, let's go.
세상이 멈췄어 아무런 예고도 하나 없이 꿈은 기다림을 몰라서 눈치 없이 와버렸어 자국이 지워진 거리 여기 남아져있는 나 혼자 가는 시간이 미안해 말도 없이 오늘도 비가 내릴 것 같아 흠뻑 젖어버렸네 아직도 멈추질 않아 저 먹구름보다 빨리 달려가 그럼 될 줄 알았는데 나 겨우 사람인가 봐 몹시 얇네 세상이란 놈이 지갑기 덕분에 눌러보는 먼지 쌓인 되감기 넘어진 채 청하는 엇박자의 춤 겨울이 오면 내 진짜 더 뜨거운 숨 끝이 보이지 않아 출구가 있긴 한가발이 뜨지 않아 잠시 두 눈을 감아 여기 내 손을 잡아줘 미래로 달아나자 I cannot go in the forest 하루가 돌아오겠지 아무 일도 없던 듯이 Yeah, life goes on like an arrow in the blue sky 또 하루도 나가겠지 On my pillow, on my table Yeah, life goes on like this again 이 음악을 빌려 너에게 나 전할게 사람들은 말해 세상이 다 변했대
His voice sounds different.
우리 사이는 아직 여태 안 변했네 늘 하던 시작과 끝 안녕이란 말로 오늘과 내일을 또 함께 이어보자고 멈춰있지 마 어둠에 숨지 마 빛은 더 떠오르니까 끝이 보이지 않아 출구가 있긴 할까 발이 뜨지지 않아 잠시 두 눈을 감아 여기 내 손을 잡아 저 미래로 달아나자
You can see what they're singing about.
Like an echo in the forest.
Oh wow. I'm almost offended at that eyebrow I just got thrown because it hit me so hard. It's a temptation. Look. Look at him. Oh, hitting us with the eyebrow, trying to make us remember, you know. So that was Life Goes On, right? Very good song. Judging by just the sound of the song, I really appreciate. Let me talk about things I appreciate. I appreciate the beat. I appreciate the tone of the song. The tone is kind of like, it's almost like a bittersweet kind of tone. Like, we're here, but we can't, like, we're not here. You know what I mean? Corona's really, really messed some things up with the way the world works. And I know a lot of you, just judging by this year, a lot of you were looking forward to seeing them in concert. They had a lot scheduled. They had to cancel a lot. It wasn't just them. Life, you know, we had to cancel a lot. You know, the Corona's been tearing us up. COVID is just, it's a force of nature in a literal sense. Like, that was just unexpected. But, you know, we've had to keep going, and as they say, life goes on. Like, we may not be able to do the things that we used to do in the ways that we used to do them and appreciate and enjoy certain things, but life does move forward. And in turn, we did learn to appreciate some things that we took for granted just because of the fact that we couldn't have it. And it's sad that most of the time, and I've mentioned this before, is that you don't appreciate something until you can't have it. You know, it's very rare that you appreciate something in the moment. It's more after the fact. And you can see that in a lot of things, you know, the thought process kicking back when they were all hanging out together, right? Having fun playing games, and then to be alone and not doing anything because you're stuck inside the house, like RM stuck inside the house, or at least on his balcony, and he wipes the dust off of his bike. That's a visual thing. We'll get into it later, but I can tell what this song is about. It's you know, telling us that, yeah, times are tough, life goes on. It's like, what can you do, right? I don't necessarily know if that's the meaning behind it, but that's my guess. The song's going to be about Corona and just dealing with solitude and not being able to live your life like you regularly would. But that's my take on it. I really enjoyed the song. Good chill vibe. It's not a ballad in and of itself, so it's not like immediately sticking out to me otherwise, because I kind of gear towards ballads more, but I definitely enjoy it. It's definitely a chill jam. It kind of makes you think, kind of makes you, you know, reminisce a little bit, and I can appreciate that vibe. Good job, boys. Did a good job with the video. did a good job with the direction of the video and portraying all of the things that they're missing as well. And that stood out. The arena, a lot of different things. But I'll get into that in the visuals. I'm talking too much. I'm going to head on over to the lyric translation, you guys. It was a great video. I enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping by if you're just here for the reaction. And we're going to see what the song's really, really about. Now I'll be right back. All right, what up, guys? Welcome back. We're here with the lyrics. We're going to check out the song. How I normally do things is I listen to the first verse with the captions on in the video, and then I use dual set because that's my own preference. It's the one I like to use. Helps me figure out to see the words on screen, and I've got them pulled up here for you guys to see as well, so you guys know what I'm looking at. We'll go from the verse to the chorus, pause, do a translation, and then we'll go to the next verse to the chorus, do a translation, etc. until we're finished with the song. Hopefully by the end of this, we have a full like understanding of the entire spectrum of the song. And if you guys, you know, maybe I'll show you something or give you a thought process you didn't have before, and at the very least, you can watch me figure things out and see the light bulb go off in my head. But hope you guys enjoy it. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna play through it one more time, and I will stop when we hit the chorus. I really like the intro. It sets the tone for the song.
아직도 멈추질 않아 저 먹구름보다 빨리 달려가 그럼 될 줄 알았는데 나 겨우 사람인가 봐 몹시 아프네 세상이란 놈이 지갑기 덕분에 눌러보는 먼지 쌓인 되갑기 넘어진 채 청하는 엇박자의 춤 겨울이 오면 내 진짜 더 뜨거운 숨 끝이 보이지 않아 출구가 있긴 한가 발이 뜨지 않아 잠시 두 눈을 감아 여기 내 손을 잡아줘 미래로 달아나자 I cannot go in the forest 하루가 돌아오겠지 I'm a widow of the nothing Yeah, life goes on like an arrow in the blue sky 또 하루 또 나가겠지 On my pillow, on my table Yeah, life goes on like this again Yeah, my baby.
Okay, before we get started on Sugar's part, let's go ahead and review what we just heard, right? And it's quite a long first verse, so the boys are, you know, doing it right by giving us some content with this, which is really nice. It says, one day the world stopped without any forewarnings. Spring, not knowing how to wait or how to read the room, showed up anyway. So one day the world stopped without any forewarning. And in this context, I mean, this is Corona, right? We know this is COVID. It happened in the springtime or close to the springtime. Not knowing how to wait or how to read the room showed up anyway. So the reason I say close to the springtime is because when we went to our honeymoon in February, it was still winter, but it really, like, the world stopped in the spring. Like a month later, I think, you know, the world was starting to shut down. Like I got laid off, and then shortly thereafter, everything was shut down and no one could go anywhere. I think it might have happened right before I lost my job. So, not knowing how to wait or how to read the room, it showed up anyway. So it's like, you remember the panic in the beginning? No one really knew how to act or what to do or where it was coming from. We were all just looking for answers because it's kind of new and it just came up out of nowhere. So it was indeed very confusing time, and it kind of more or less scary. It's still scary if you think about it hard enough, but in this specific point, I feel like they're talking about the actual initial start of the situation and how we approached it. So it says the streets where footprints are wiped away. I who lies fallen here, time flows on its own without even saying sorry. The streets where footprints are wiped away. I who lies fallen here, time flows on its own without even saying I'm sorry. So while we were stuck inside, while we were not doing anything and just kind of being tortured with isolation, some of y'all may have been tortured. I myself am an introvert, so it was like a dream to me. I got to stay home and didn't have to deal with people for a little while. It was nice, you know, and it's I'm still not complaining about it. It is a little concerning because nobody's really following the rules right now anyway, even though cases are going back up. But I follow the rules and I try to stay indoors as much as possible, not because I feel like I have to, but because it's something I want to do, right? But the point behind this is the footprints are wiped away. So it was like we all just disappeared. Time flows on its own. I don't know if you heard the news stories or watched the news stories, but nature started taking back over and coming back to life in places where it hadn't been. Specifically, I remember dolphins showed up. Man, what's the name of that town with the water as streets? I can't. Guys, y'all know my geography sucks. All right, forgive me. But like dolphins showed up in that town. Water that was previously like brown and black started turning blue again. Birds and monkeys were invading towns, right? Where they had previously stayed out of because of the fact that there were people. Like, just think about that. Oxygen levels like rose because nobody was driving. The earth was healing itself, and I think that was important because, like, while we were trying to avoid, you know, being infected by a disease, life went on without us anyway, and we got to observe it, you know, grow once again, or regrow in this context. So it looks like it'll rain today as well. I'm completely soaked. I'm still not stopping. I'm running faster than those dark clouds. I thought I'd make it all right, but it turns out I'm just a mere human. It hurts so bad. So let's stop at that halfway point right there. It looks like it'll rain today as well. I feel like that's a metaphor. When you're blue, when you're down, you feel like you have a cloud over, you know, your head, and it's just rainy day feeling. Is you get the blues, like you're depressed, right? That's what that's supposed to be for. I'm completely soaked, deeply depressed. It's still not stopping. Pretty straightforward. Like it's never ending, and everybody's going stir crazy, right? And it's driving us nuts. I run faster than those dark clouds. I thought I'd make it all right, but it turns out I'm just a mere human. It hurts so bad. In the beginning, we were really super happy. I was super happy, and I know a lot of kids and people were, yeah, I'm gonna chill at home and do nothing. I don't have to go to work or do anything. But then reality sets in that, you know, you're cooped up. You get cabin fever. You're not making money. You have to do all these things. A lot of you parents out there became teachers because your kids needed to go to school online. And, you know, first and foremost, before I go forward with anything, knowing that my mom is a teacher, you guys should know that I have a high respect for teachers as is. I have a high respect for teachers even further due to this situation because, I mean, y'all had to adjust and adapt your environment too in order to accommodate not only your jobs, but to help others learn and continue on with life and at least try to make it seem normal for half a second. Parents, while we were waiting for that to happen, y'all became teachers. And y'all had to learn, you know, what the teachers were putting up with on a day-to-day basis in terms of how to put a lesson plan together, how to deal with kids who didn't want to listen, understanding your children on a far more intimate level, on the same level as a teacher understands your children. And for me, it became more apparent that, you know, we often take teachers for granted. We often take our freedom for granted and our daily lives for granted and not appreciate those things that go on a normal day-to-day basis until they were gone. And then reality set in, right? So the cold that the world gave me, thanks to it, I pushed the dusty rewind button, lying fallen. I ask you to dance with me offbeat. When winter comes, let's exhale an even warmer breath. So At this point, he said, the cold the world gave me, thanks to it, I pushed the dusty rewind button, reminiscing, thinking about old times. I wish I could go back and do you remember when we used to hang out? You remember when we used to play video games and take drives and play concerts and entertain the world, right? It's on our scale, it's like we miss the things that we used to do, right? Them being celebrities, they're people too, right? They miss what they used to do. Only what they used to do was to entertain us and give us the enjoyment of what they do for a living. And that to them is not just a job, it's a way of life. It's what they love doing, right? And I feel like they're trying to express that to us. It's more along the lines just saying that we miss you guys. We know it's hard, and it's hard for everyone, not just normal everyday people like you and me, but even for the celebrities, it's hard, right? I don't know about you guys, but I don't ever think that, like, when I think of somebody famous, I don't ever think of the hardships that they go through. I kind of put them on a pedestal, and it's not to be demeaning or idealistic, but more along the lines of, like, if I were in their position, and I feel like some of y'all might say the same thing about other celebrities as well, it's like, when you hear a celebrity complain, you think, well, you got all this money, you got everything you could ever want, I would kill to have that, right? But we don't think they're people too. They're going through the same things, but on a different, like, scale, with different situations. But we're all going through the same situation of being stuck at home, having to deal with this, missing out on things, missing out on opportunities. How many of you didn't get to see your family for Thanksgiving because of this whole situation? Right? There's a lot of things that are relatable and happen to not just us, but to everyone. So they're not in any better position than we are. They're feeling it just like we are, and they're trying to explain that to us, which I think is, it's admirable to know that we're not alone in this and that they are feeling it. But at the same time, it just sucks. And this song is meant to, I feel like this song is meant to, like, let us know that, hey, you're not alone, you're not alone. And it's been a message in, like, most of the translations I've done in the last few days. So there's no end in sight. Will there be an exit at all? My feet refuse to move. Oh, close your eyes for a moment. Hold my hand here. Let's run away to the future, which is a reiteration, more or less, of what I was just saying, and the fact that, you're not alone. Hold my hand here. Let's run away to the future. Let's think about where we can go and how we're going to come out of this, essentially. Is there an exit at all? It's such a good question. We're trying. The world's trying. It really is. And I like how they did in the previous part, says, when winter comes, let's exhale an even warmer breath. Like, when winter comes, it started in the spring. Winter would be the end, right? So they're saying, when this is all over, let's just take a sigh of relief and enjoy what we have. So we get to the chorus. It says, like an echo in the forest, another day will come as if nothing happened. Your life goes on. Like an arrow in the blue sky, another day will fly by. On my pillow, on my table, life goes on. Like this again. So I'm kind of seeing two things here. One, I'll read this orange text here in just a second, but on one hand, I'm seeing, like, we'll get through this, right? As long as we're here for each other, we'll get through this. This is not going to be the only bad time in our life. This is just a really, really bad time. It's far worse than some of the things that have happened in our past, or maybe that most of us have experienced. But as long as we're here for each other, we'll make it out. And even if we do make it through it, right, there's a chance that we could go through bad times again. But even in that situation, we'll still be here for each other. This note, I'm thinking of a contrail, which is called, and then they have a Korean symbol for contrail, that each literally translated to flying cloud or airplane cloud, especially given the next line that says another day will fly by. Think about contrails. A contrail is the little white cloud that comes behind an airplane when it flies by, and you're just like, oh, and then conspiracy theories are like, there's poisoning the air, whatever. We're not going there. But if you think about it, it's moving so fast, right? It's moving so fast that it's leaving trails behind it, trails of moisture behind it, and creating the clouds. And it's like time's dragging for some people, but for some people it's flying by. Like for me, it's a mixture of both. I feel like time drags in the moment, but when I look back, I'm like, wow, this year's almost over with already. But it's not moving fast enough. Like, come on, 2021, get here. We need you. I'm just saying, I'm tired of 2020. It's been a great year for me in terms of certain things, but it's been a horrible year for me in other things. And it's been horrible for a lot of other people as well. So I would definitely like to see where we go with this. All right, on to the next part. Sorry I talked so long. Oh, headphones cut off again. Try it again. Waiting. Pardon?
이 음악을 빌려 너에게 나 전할게 사람들은 말해 세상이 다 변했대 다행히도 우리 사이는 아직 여태 안 변했네 늘 하던 시작과 끝 안녕이란 말로 오늘과 내일을 또 함께 이어보자고 멈춰있지 마 어둠에 숨지 마 빛은 더 떠오르니까 끝이 보이지 않아 출구가 있긴 할까 말이 되지 않아 잠시 두 눈을 감아 여기 내 손을 잡아줘 미래로 달아나자
That break, you hear that break? Sudden stop in momentum.
Like an echo in the forest, 하루가 돌아오겠지. 아무래도 없는 듯이. Yeah, life goes on. Like an arrow in the blue sky. 또 하루 또 날아가지. On my pillow, on my table. Yeah, life goes on like it's okay. I remember.
All right, so what I want, we're going to go ahead and talk about this last bit, right? I knew it was going to be over. It's always over too fast. So he said, I'd borrow this music and tell you, people say the world has changed. Thankfully, between you and I, it's still the same, which we've longly discussed already. And I like that despite the fact that they haven't performed due to COVID, right? And all the troubles in the world, that ARMY is still strong and still loves the boys as much as they do. We're not just like bandwagon fans kind of thing, and it's something to appreciate. Not just as a fan, but as an entertainer. If you're the entertainer, to know that you have those fans who are loyal and appreciate you for who you are, not just what you do, and that they're not going anywhere. And in this hard times, that we stuck through the hard times, not just the good times, but the bad, right? It says with an 안녕, which is hello or goodbye, right? The informal hello or goodbye, that I always say to start and finish the day. But let's thread today and tomorrow together again. Although everything is paused, don't hide in the dark, because the light will shine again. So you're saying, with the hello or goodbye that I start and finish the day with, right? Let's thread today and tomorrow together again. Let's just get to the next day. Although everything is paused, don't hide in the dark. Even though we're stuck inside, it doesn't mean we have to be alone. And because the light will shine again is saying that, look, if we can make it to the next day, I know it's tough. I know we're all having troubles. There are some that are dealing with this and better than others, and there are some that are dealing with this way worse than others. I know people who are on both sides of that spectrum. And my message would be the same thing. It's like, look, we're here, right? It's done. We're in the middle of it. Let's make it through this step and get to the next day. Because tomorrow could be the day you find a cure, or that for whatever miraculous reason it just disappeared, or like we wake up and it was all a dream. Like, you don't know. You know what I mean? So there's just essentially a short-term description of this. They're telling us not to give up, essentially. And I really appreciate it. It says, there's no end in sight. Would there be an exit at all? Meet me, refuse to move. Oh, close your eyes for a moment. Hold my hand here. Let's run away to the future. There's no end in sight, right? There's no end in sight. We don't know when it's going to be done. Would there be an exit at all? We don't know. Meet me and refuse to move. Stay strong, right? Believe in the future, and close your eyes for a moment. Hold my hand here. Let's run away to the future. Appreciate it and think about the positive things. It's real simple. Just appreciate it. Close your eyes. Appreciate the moment. You're alive, right? Your friends are alive. Your family's alive. If you've suffered through any hardships during COVID and you've lost family and friends, I apologize. I don't mean to be insensitive to your plight. Like an echo in the forest, we're back to the chorus. Another day will come, and it goes back through the chorus. But the ending connotation, the repetition. Sorry, I've got stuff in my eyes right now. Y'all see bags under my eyes. I'm exhausted. So it says, I remember, and just that cool tone of sound, right? Just that relaxing tone. And they're saying, I remember, in a sense, there's a double entendre to this. They remember because they miss it, but they remember because they're appreciating it, and they know that it's going to come back one day. That one day things will be normal again. And that's good. That's a really good song. Really good song. I feel like we got close. There's a lot of things I really want to point out in the visuals of this video and what was being portrayed. It's a definite. There were a lot of things that really stood out to me that exemplify what the song is about. Like, so what's being said is really portrayed well in the video, and we'll go through it. But definitely a great lyric translation. Glad we got kind of close to the meaning behind it, and now that we know what this song is, really about, and we've heard it and we've worked it out through ourselves. For me, always doing a lyric translation makes me like the song more, because I feel like I had to solve a puzzle, and I get to stand back and look at it in all of its like facets and just appreciate the song. So, but I enjoyed it. I'm gonna jump to the visuals, you guys. I'm gonna pull everything up and get it ready, and I'll point some things out, show you how they did certain things, and we'll go from there. But y'all sit tight, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, guys. We're here to do a visual analysis of this video. I'm going to pick apart some things. I didn't really see like any special effects or anything, because this is more or less just kind of like, this is an artist composition type thing. The person who shot the video, I can see their vision, and like, it's almost like they're traveling through the lives of all seven, but at individual at the same time. So like, not only are we following them, but we're like in the room with them at certain points. Does that make sense? It's almost like we're walking around the room, kind of in a like a tiger in a cage. We're just kind of pacing around with them, and the meaning of the song is expressed through the way the visuals are told. Like, so the meaning of the song is in the lyrics, right? But with the visuals, they did it so well that it's almost like I didn't need the lyrics to understand the strife that was going on in the video. Does that make sense? I'm going to pinpoint some things about why I thought these things and how I kind of knew a little bit about it before I even got to the lyrics. So y'all sit here with me, and I'm going to pilfer through this, and I'll show you some stuff. Alright, so there's gonna be a lot of pausing in this. I apologize. This is the part that I do take specific, like, I go into detail with, so let's just, you know, bear with me. You notice that Tay takes his mask off in the car, right? In a lot of places in the world, it is highly advised to wear a mask wherever you go, just to prevent the spread of the infection or the disease or virus or whatever, right? I don't know about you, but like when I'm in a store, I can't go anywhere anymore without feeling like I need my mask. I step outside, and as soon as I get out of my truck, if I'm going into a building, I'm like, where's my mask? You know, I need to make sure. I always double check, right? I'm looking for it. Now this beard looks like a mask, but it's not. So like, but like I'm like feeling my face, making sure I have my mask, right? And when I don't have it, I feel weird. Like I won't even take it off until I get in my truck. That's how weird I feel without it. It's become a norm. When I used to work at Halliburton, we always had to wear safety glasses, and anytime I'd walk into Walmart or a store, I'd be like reaching for my glasses because it was a habit. Walk into a building like that, reach for your protection. And so I think we've all been through this point where we get in our car and we're just like, right? And insert funny thing here, right?
Put your mask back on! I can't breathe! No!
But this is essentially how most of us feel when we get back in our ride. And he's observing the beautiful cityscape and the fact that there's nobody on the roads. I'm gonna turn this down just a little so I can talk without having to pause too much. You see JK putting his hand on the window, just kind of appreciating the day even though he can't enjoy it outside. Jimin going through the motions, brushing his teeth. Then they're happy, right? They're happy to be together, but at the same time, you can tell that it's just the start of the day, right? They're going through the motions. I'm glad that they're morning people because I could never be a morning person. But essentially, he sees Jungkook looking out the window and appreciating the day, even though he can't be outside. And he's just saying, "Hey, I'm brushing my teeth." You know, I guess he was walking in his room to brush his teeth. He's like, "I'm just brushing my teeth." So caught him off guard. And then we see Namjoon, and he's chilling on a balcony. Now, Namjoon may have access to his own balcony, and he didn't have to be exposed to anybody. So in this instance, we all know 6 feet, right? So this is fine. But he's going to rub the dust off of his bike because he hasn't been able to use it in so long. And that right there was a bit of symbolism to show that time has gone by. He hasn't been able to go outside and do what he wants or have fun because I'm sure he appreciates riding his bike. If you notice this is a second take. This is a second take because when he rubs his fingers on the bike, you see marks there before. Almost. One more time. Look, let's make sure. I don't want to say it without it being true, but you can see the thumbprint coming. That's the shadow of his fingers right there. So I got that part wrong, but you see that? That clean line. Right around there. Somebody touched the seat. So. Okay, so that scene right there specifically is identifying with the fact that they're all hanging out, isolating together, right? Which we knew they were isolating together. We've seen all the streams, we've seen all the videos. They're working still, hanging out still, but like not as much as they used to. So that is a present and a past reference at the same time. Playing the video games, having fun, ordering pizza, and it also relates to it relates to the past in terms of they used to do it, right? And they probably enjoy it, but it's also like, so it was a memory, but they're probably doing it now too. It's hitting different. Like, we're doing things that we would do on a normal basis, but they're just not as socially appreciated as they used to be. Like, we're missing the fact that we're not doing it of our own free will. We're doing it because we have to, kind of situation. And then you saw them, he was kind of watering his plant, right? And they were all doing random things because they're just starting to feel it. They're starting to feel the stir. Tunnels are usually a metaphor. He's reminiscing, right? Reminiscing of times when they were all in the car together. And this whole sequence is about them thinking about past times. They're starting to miss stuff. And appreciate stuff. So it's reminiscent. That scene is reminiscent of like their streams when they're talking to us and they're together. You can see that some of them are really involved. Some of them, they're all involved, but some of them are more involved. It'd be like you see Tay kind of sitting there like tired, right? Because they've been working or whatever. They're not all like directionally like involved when they stream. And usually you see like everybody knows they're on the stream and they're entertaining and doing this for us. And he's showing them that they miss us and they appreciate us. But there'll be times like, you can see one of them half falling asleep because he's just been working or he's tired. And you got somebody who's kind of twiddling their thumbs. Or like when you were in class and like you were listening, but you weren't really looking. Like, you know, it's just one of those moments we get to signify that it's a tough situation and it is what it is, but we're doing the best that we can. And that's what that scene was trying to portray. But did you notice the camera? It travels to the individual instead of going straight to the individual. It traveled to the individual. And this is some camera work that's it's a subtle thing, but it puts you in the room with them. And that's what it's meant to do, is to give you that feeling like they're right here, right? You're not alone. They're right here with you. So let's watch it one more time. Go back, do the whole thing. J-Hope being all happy and stuff. But that in and of itself is a technique to kind of put you in the room with them and make you feel like you're there. It heightens the experience. And that's a camera work angle. So he came out, zigzagged, did a loop, and then came back out the same way. And he gives you the effect that you were right there next to them, even though you couldn't be. And it's good camera work. The stadium. He sees that this was a big one. I didn't say anything. I just kind of like, you know, when it happened, but like performers not being able to perform. Oh my gosh. You know, they're going nuts. They're going nuts. And we see on TV shows celebrities saying like, oh my God, it's been I'm going insane being at home with my kids and stuff. You gotta imagine like they're all feeling that way. It's not just BTS, it's gotta be everybody. Think about, and then you see this, that right there was like the pain of not being able to perform, because they love to perform, right? That's where they get to see us and they get their most enjoyment from. And like I've done it before, like where I've made videos, or I have moments where I've like I was about to cry. I'm just like, you know, you gotta take that deep breath and get that lump, push it back down sometimes. And now you can see they're all passed out, and the only one up is Jin, and he's just kind of like looking around. The camera work there was made to be an intimate moment between you and him, right? So everyone's asleep. It's like, hey, I need to tell you something while everybody's asleep. That was the moment. That was the expression they was trying to convey with that scene right there. And then to get to in-depth, beautiful eyes, by the way, to get to in-depth like expression. It's almost like he came up to you and said, you know, like, so. And that bittersweet, got that bittersweet moment of realizing no one's there except them. And they're just kind of, they're going from one moment to the next to, you know, just make it. And not only make it, but do something for us in the process. He did the eyebrow twice. That's the first time. That's the second time. That's probably a filming, like an editing mistake. The eyebrow was meant to be for the video, and then they were gonna edit and make it, you know, specifically happen at one point, and it ended up being that he accidentally got 2 clips of it in instead of 1. But that's gonna be it for me, you guys. I really enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed some of the things that I could bring to light, and I definitely appreciate the meaning behind it. It's a rough time. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all staying safe and you're all staying healthy, wearing your mask, taking proper precautions, staying socially distant where you need to be, 6 feet apart, etc., etc. I'm sure you've had the rules drilled into your head. They're not to be taken lightly. They're for your own good. They're for everyone else's own good. And I would hate to see any of you have to undergo any of the negative stuff that comes with this virus. It's not good. I've got family and friends have it, and they say it's no joke, and thankfully they're all around still. But you know, it's been a weird year, man. I'm ready for 2021. Let's get this month knocked out. Let's have some fun this month. Let's enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed everything. If you did, hit the subscribe button. Check out my other links. I will have a video for you guys every day this month on YouTube. I hope you enjoy everything. I love you guys. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay healthy, and I will check you guys later.